Good, very good. So until here, bravo. So it's, I mean, the Dvorak concerto is always, of course, a special piece and a special piece of music. And I think you do many very good things. You play, you know, the opening after that long tutti of the orchestra, you somehow have to increase the energy of that cello entrance. And I think that's what you do, that when you put the bow on the string, that you really have an immediacy of you know, energy and emotion. And Dvorak writes, quasi improvisando, but at the same time it should be risoluto, what he also wants and quotes in the score. And I think the energy comes actually from that beginning, from the smaller notes, from the 16th, the 2. And so maybe can you just start there and try to really hold the energy from the up bow when you start ba-da-dum, so to the 2 16 notes. Let's try that again. Yes, and also, I mean, the gesture, you know, should be just grandioso. I think that's very important in this piece because it's, you can imagine, I mean, it was such an innovation at the time when Dvorak created this piece for, you know, symphonic writing for the cello. So you have to somehow, represent the cello as an orchestra in itself. That's my imagination, what I have. So also the gesture is really like this. You present the concerto to whoever sits there, and that's the, you know, the gesture that you should have. Very extrovert and proud. Yes, try to, it's already better, but you're losing energy already when you play the long note. So if you, I mean, it's just my idea, if you breathe in, so that kind of energy. So don't stop your bow, you know, when you put this. Can you just make that movement, just like this? Yes, exactly, and that's how you should start. Much better. It's actually sounding more open. The cello immediately, you know, comes out more. The sound goes out more. And then once you reach the double stops, there's actually, you know, not each double stop should have the same dynamical range. It should be also direction. To the last one. And so maybe you can also try to, you know, every chord that you play should increase in the speed a little more. So maybe you try that. More. Yes. Yes. Can you do even more? Good. Yes, much better. And let's continue from there. Yes, and here it's the same thing here, that the long note is really, you know, pushing the energy to the shorter notes. So try to really watch your bow also, that once you put it on the string, that it has kind of crescendo feeling, or yes, just increase of tension. Can you just play the E from there? Yes, and I mean, once you reach the tip, of course you have to increase the arm weight a little bit. Yes, not too soon. Yes, and really try and watch your bow that you don't, you know, once you start, that it doesn't go up towards the fingerboard, that it just stays there. Yes, that's better. Yeah, it's much better. That's actually, this is the moment when you sort of invite the orchestra to play with you. I mean, talking about the atmosphere of the cello opening, what do you think? What is this for you?
I've struggled with that a lot, because I think I've played it so many times that
Okay.
it's hard for it to feel like an idea and not like technique.
Okay.
But recently I was really silly, I can't believe I'm sharing it with everyone, but I was sort of thinking like, imagine I'm like flying on a dragon.
It's very good. I mean, that's a good picture.
Yeah.
And since everything you do is actually, you know, very much controlled technically, it seems secure, so you can actually go to the next step and forget about all the, of course you have to have some control technical wise, but just to have some kind of a picture in mind, and flying or you know, presenting something very important, that's, I think, that really helps the atmosphere and to create an atmosphere there. And I think, you know, there are so many contrasts. I mean, Dvorak, he has been in his times when he was director in New York, he has been inspired by folk music, American folk music, by folk tunes, and everything that he composed somehow is very natural and very simple, and they are very clear moods where in the beginning you have this very extrovert and passionate opening, and then the second theme is very thoughtful and more inward, and these clear moods, these clear contrasts, I think we need to bring out a lot and work on this, that, you know, everyone who listens to this music and experiences it clearly understands the musical message. And it helps at the opening, as I said, I mean, the energy to keep that element, and also when we come now to this place, so there, I think it's important to have that clear rhythmical element, and sometimes you're a little lazy with your bow, and then you're stressing it a little bit too much, that once the orchestra is there, they can't really pick it up clearly. So that's something to work on, to be very clear about that rhythmical element. So let's go from there, from that place. Yes. So what is the most important note that you were striving?
C.
Exactly. Yes. 5 points. Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing, that you have to be clear about it. And once you start with a yada beep bum, if you make a diminuendo already at the start, then the message is already not as clear as it should be. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep the bow, you know, very close to the string and not shift again. Once you shift towards the fingerboard, it's just the tension is loosened up. Or it's, okay. Yes. Yes. And there are accents on the da da di da ya ba 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 bam. He also writes pesante, so that means to hold it back a little more, and that also could mean that more bow. Ba da di da ya ba 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 bam. I think you could use a little more speed in the bow, so that also you have more of energy there. Yes. just play that one time slower? Something like that. Yes, and if you carefully listen, your 3/16 that are slurred, it's not exactly clear. The G, can you just really listen to that? Yes. Yes, so you always release the bow once you play the E, but it should be so don't lose the contact from your bow. Can you hear it? Yes? Kind of.
Very loud in here.
Yes, very loud and vibrant. But so just focus more on the G also. Yes, without accenting. Yes. Can I just let's try it? So what I think is that you don't lose it here. And then to the C. So just to keep the contact there.
Sort of like the release is kind of muddled.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I think. Yes, and then you're also rushing. So it should be one tempo. Still a bit. That's it. That's much better. Okay, so let's go on for now.
Kind of up the tempo, or?
Maybe now in tempo.
I hear it now.
Yes.
No, I hear it.
Pesante. Yes, then now comes the E. Yes, and what happens here?
What's happening?
What's happening here in the orchestra also? It's actually the first time that you are having the duet with the flute. So you are more or less accompanying the flute. And there should be more direction in the, once the trills start. So then you are really focusing on the direction and try to really have a very, very tight legato or bow change, especially at the tip. That it's a longer line to it. Now keep it, and go on, and more. Now crescendo to the D. Yes. Yes. And why are you stopping the first note so much? Is there any reason for that, or
Maybe not a good one.
do you have no? It just happens. Yes.
I guess I was doing it on purpose.
Yes. Just to have the control for the second note, or
I guess just to give a little clarity to the next note.
Mm-hmm. Because I think here it's like a variation of the opening, right? So ba da da dum, yum, ba da 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 dum, ya da 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 dum. So here, I think, yeah, it should be, since it is going, I mean, sequence compared to the beginning, so it should go actually even more enthusiastic, or it should be more enthusiastic. So I think you're just helping if you hold it a bit more and then connect it to the second one. Ya da 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 da. Yes, that's better. And I would suggest here that once the 16s start, just go down in the dynamic a bit, and then you crescendo again to the next phrase. Crescendo, and again less. And really sing here. Again. Yes. So here, I mean, it's very nice that you really change between, the rhythmical, so it really opens up, and then. Once you go back to da 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 dee, ba da da dee, da 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 dee, then you have to be in tempo again. Otherwise, you're just not together with the orchestra. So you're, just once you reach the D, then you're a little bit late. Dee da 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 dee da, dee da 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 dee da da da. So then you have the direction again. Okay. Crescendo, yes, and most, yes. That was very good. That really be brave and just try to bring more sound to the music. So, and then once you reach the G, the high G, I think the diminuendo that connects then with the second theme over a few bars should actually also be a long phrase. So you are starting so the tension is still there, and because now you're relaxing, you play the G, and then somehow the energy is a bit less. So try to also here hold it and make a longer phrase with the diminuendo. Yes? It's good that you keep the tension first, but then you have to fade.
Okay.
Yes. Or maybe just from the B by to the G. And also one more remark. Take your time there. That time, like a singer who would reach his note. Yeah, it's better. I mean, still, it's a bit, beaty. And it should be so that kind of, longer line. Can you try again?
Yeah.
I think it's easier if you take time on the D, on the last thing. What's the, what is the question? I mean, what are the possibilities to create or, create a new atmosphere here? So what do you think? What can we do? We cellists. That's a very good thing to do here, and especially for the upbeat. And so it's a new it's just a new time frame here, and that's what we want to feel. So it's a sort of a moment of peacefulness and more relaxed than before. But before it's very energetically strong. Here, Dvorak at his very, intimate, personal, human side comes out, and that's much easier, or it's just clearer if you take some time there, and also from your left hand, try to have a more calmer quality. And that also concerns the vibrato should be a little calmer. Mm-hmm. And just take more time for the upbeat. Even the smaller notes. So the 8 notes also, they, it's what I said before, the shorter notes, they can create energy, like bam, ba-da-da. Or also here in the second theme, they can actually create calmness, and that's what you want. So nothing is hectic here. Yes, that's already better. Can you try to play the F sharp and link it to the next 8 notes? That would be good. So here, I mean, it's, if you look at the shape of the phrase, the second one, I mean, the first one is calm, and then it should go up a little, and then it comes down again. So those curves need to be audible somehow, and they are not yet. Still connected more. So just more concentration on this, the F sharp. happen? I mean, that's just one idea. What would happen if you play everything softer? Just more piano, more inward. Much better. I like it. I think it's very good that you keep, the quietness. And then once you reach the sequences, the second one, I think, should be a little more. It's like you're telling a story and then someone, tells you something very intimate, and then once you reach it's like securing oneself by repeating it one more time. And then it's opening up. So it's kind of a relief there. And I think also dynamically you can open up there a little more. And especially if you play the beginning of the theme so quietly, then I think the effect will be even bigger. Yeah. So, okay. Do you want to go on a bit more? Yes. Just from or there, just somewhere. Yes. I think here also the quavers should be more equal. Especially the second one. You tend to play the first one long, then the second short, then the next one long, short, long, short. So it should be so the second one also, always connects the next note. Mm-hmm. So just pay attention on that it doesn't get too short. Okay. Yes. But just, now the phrase should be still there. Now it's a bit note by note. If you put your bow here, because it's more spiccato, right? Because he writes the slur and 3 dots. So if you place your bow towards the bridge, I think that gives a much better sound. Yeah. Yes, even more. Yes, it's almost if you think of ponticello, and then you reach exactly that border, then I think you're right there. Yes. It's just that point when the bow starts to bounce. Yeah. And then you're right Also technically, this passage gets much easier if you focus more on the melody, which is the A string. That's all. So B, A sharp, D da D da D da dum, D da D da D, together with the winds in the orchestra, and yeah. So, but it's sounding much better like that. Okay, let's go on. This is another example of Dvorak having, having been inspired by some folk tunes. So it should be, again, it should sound completely natural. Nothing too tense, or I don't know the word, but try to really, also with the bow, have more freedom there. Yes, and maybe you don't need the slide there. Maybe you can stretch that. And I mean, rhythmically, it's so if you keep that pulse in mind, yes, the triplet always comes a bit too soon. So you play still it's not quite clear. It's getting there. Yes, it's a bit better. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, well, it's uncomfortable, I think, because of the many changes in the left hand. So I think it helps also if you play it, with metronome, just at a slow speed. So then, yeah, you will find it. Also, the second phrase could be actually less dynamic, so like almost an echo of what happened before. And even more is the contrast then when you get back to the rhythmical. Okay, one last time and then we go on. Now a little less. But here it's also, immediate, yeah, right? The difference and the attack should be really there. Ram, can you just play the chord? Yeah. Yes, and more into the string. Yes, that's the spirit, and don't lose it in the up bow. So just stay at one place. Much better, yeah? Okay. Yes. No, I'm listening. Once you play bida, pada, when it goes to the harmonical change, that could be less, and then you can grow dynamically even more. So, but that was all very good. So the little phrase before the tutti, hop, 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 hop. We just play that. Okay? Yeah. Yes, I would go down. I mean, I would play the C still in forte, but then, yes, and then crescendo again. Yes, yes. Okay. The last phrase, ba ba beep ba ba beep ba ba beep. So that should be actually expanding more. So and I would play the upbeat dum bum with the orchestra together, because you're just playing that with the first violin or looking at the first violin there. So just play from the C sharp da 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 ya ba ba bum ba ba bum. And yes, that should be more broader. Yes, even broader. Yam bum beam. Yes. Yes, and not too soon. Dum bum bum. So it's everything is. Yeah, the upbeat could be even broader. So everything grandioso. Much better. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll have a brief pause here while I'll just make an announcement. This is Jiaoyang Xu. She's going to be performing the Ligeti Cello Sonata. And just in case anybody slips away, let me just say briefly that at 5:30 the front door closes, but anyone who wants to stay past 5:30, we can escort you out the back door. I just didn't want you to get caught.
Bravo, very good. Yeah, it's fascinating actually to have this piece by Ligeti, who was writing it. I'm just reading that Ligeti was born 1923, and he wrote the cello sonata when he was only 25, right? So very young, and it's like of I mean, it's fascinating to see how he explores the possibilities of the cello here, where you have, you know, the very melodic singing opening and then all these crazy technical challenges. So, and I think for me in this piece, we have to bring out the contrasts as much as possible. And that means you have to explore with the extremes more. And so between the very soft, very airy qualities and a real harshness, also very mechanical in the second movement. And I think you can increase the extremes a little more. I think you can really work on that, because it's already, I mean, it's very technically so secure, and you seem to be very at home with the work. So, yes. Have you played it for a long time? How long did you play this piece?
I kind of started around, like, probably after the Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But I started it and put it away, and I started again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for a couple of months.
Kind of.
Yeah, good. So what do you feel? What is the opening, or what is the dialogo atmosphere? What do you want to express in the beginning?
Definitely I feel like in the first one there are two characters, like a man and a woman, so they're like talking. So that's probably bring that out more, like the contrast between the higher voice and the lower voice.
And I think the conversation is crucial, that the pizzicato is sort of raising a question. Why? Especially the glissando is so important, that we hear that shift up and down again. And so maybe try to increase the intensity more. Can you just start the beginning with the pizzicato? Just. Yes. So I think the concentration should lie more on the glissando than the actual chord. Of course, you play it, but then you have to keep the intensity there towards the next. Yeah, I think you should. Can you make the F a little more resonant? Yes, even more. Yeah, and I think the glissando also, it could come a little later, that you have Can you try to hold it a little longer? Just a tiny bit. Yes, but now the glissando is it's disappearing. So maybe something in between.
Not quite.
No. Yeah, let's see what can be done to make it more resonant. I think if you maybe try to experiment more with the position when you where you pluck the string. Yeah, because you could also, I mean, it's written mezzo forte, so it shouldn't be too strong already, but at the same time, somehow you have to find, you can also play it maybe on the, I mean, closer to the fingerboard maybe, or closer to the bridge if you went, if you go down a little more. But then, of course, the more you go down, then you have to be more careful with the dynamic, that it doesn't get too loud. Can you try to play it at the same position, but just mezzo forte? I think that's quite nice. I think that would work. Okay, so the next chord. So here's the same. So I would always, emphasize more on the upper voice. Yes, to make it, because the glissando, it comes mainly from, or on the cello it just sounds better. On the A string you can make it more audible. Yeah, I think the question is of your thumb, that you don't lose it too much on the A string, so you should really go until the end there. Ah, that's much better. Yes, sounds completely different, and it's really, yeah, you should keep that. Okay, one more time. And now comes yes. Could be have more. You have this beautiful lines here. So can we have more legato?
Sure.
That it's just more, coming from very far. I think that's the impression I have, that it's not so present. Yeah, more airy sound. For me, that phrase is just, it doesn't sound simple enough somehow. And if you change all with the fingerings you do to the D string and then up and down, and then it makes it somehow more hectic. And it should be just a plain singing voice. So maybe, yes, maybe you could try, or at least I would, try it one time just on the A string. Yes. I still hear, you know, when you change with your left hand, some kind of noise between the changes.
Okay.
So if you could get rid of them, that would be perfect. So, you know, very pure. It should be very pure. Much nicer, much better. Okay? And? Yes, but here I think one gets the impression that it's because of the double stops, it's getting more difficult. I'm sure it's getting more difficult, but we mustn't notice it. So, and so if you really try to open up the sound and also from your bow have more speed, maybe more freedom, more. And if you break the chords also a bit faster, that would make it easier, I think.
Okay.
Can you try? There. Yes, not too soon the second. Not too soon.
Okay.
The G. Yeah, and here, I mean, one has to get, because we always heard da da dee dum da 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 dee. So here, for the first time, he writes a half note. So ba da dee. So suddenly we have double space, so to speak. So, but you have to somehow show that or enjoy it more. So the B flat is very crucial. How you connect it to the next A. So really try to, you know, broaden the whole thing, or just expanding the time and more clearly. That's what I would say. So from the piano. Poco più mosso. Yes, that's very good. The high six there. Try to, I mean, that's a general rule, I think, to have your left hand placed before the right hand comes in. And now it was sort of in between and before as well. So just make sure that you are there, and then also here I think it could be more orchestral, the whole thing.
Okay.
just more spacious or generous. Just more contrast, and yeah, you can be just brave enough to have a very confident forte there. Good, that was good. Just the very last phrase. Pa-da-ya, pa-pi-pa-ya. Yeah, the F is very good, but the last three ones, they are just too rushed. Not a lot of time. Yes. Dee-da-dee-dum. Yes, I mean, it's interesting because all these sequences, I mean, there are always little variations, right? And here, once you reach the high G, so it should be a moment of, I don't know, it's so glorious somehow. So you have to hold the G more, dee-da-dee-da-dum, ya-da-dum. So just more, yeah, time, and also the left hand should be more intense. I think even longer. I mean, that's very good that you have that comma there. And then something new comes in, right? Something new starts from there. Even more, I think the build-up could be towards the E flat here. Yeah, so if, I don't know, if this note, if the F is the C's, or if it's too short, then it's difficult. Okay. So if you build up on that bar, that would be much better. So can you just go from there? Really legato, the very last phrase, very legato. Just try from here. Can that be more smooth from the chord to the, yes. That's nice, yeah. So it's sort of, you know, the last statement, and then it somehow disappears. That's the impression we want to hear. One more time. Yes. And the second D is marked pianissimo. So that should be different.
Okay.
Yes, okay. I can read already big contrasts. That's very good. Yes, that's just what I was about to say. So yeah, it's definitely a big contrast. I mean, it should be really into your face, right? So it's very good. I think it could be the vigoroso, could be more, so sort of, you know, furioso or something. So that dialogo actually goes on here in a way, but of course on a in a very different speed, and that kind of theatrical element could be brought out more, I think. So let's try again, and even more furioso.
Can I just have the last one?
Yes, okay. Yes, and I wouldn't make any diminuendo. I mean, it's interesting because it's forte vigoroso that he writes. It's just throughout, right? It's just continuing basically, and especially the ends, I think, are much more effectful if you play dam, and then the pause somehow keeps the tension, and then it goes on. So that's very important, that always the end of the phrase should be quite strong. Yes, and without slowing down. So just towards the end. I think it's important, since it is so fast, and it should be fast and precise, right? And the listener, if you don't know the piece, then gets always, I mean, a little bit of time here for the slur. Ya-da-da, da-da-da, da-da. So you should also focus on these little islands there, and especially in the beginning, in the end of the phrase here, the sforzati, da-da-da-da-da-dam. So that should be more accented, and don't slow down the tempo. It should be really like a machine going on, and like da-da-da-da-da-da, so that we get all the expressiveness from the rhythmical side of you. Okay? One more time.
From the beginning or from
Maybe from, yes, from there. Yes. So the most, I mean, he writes sforzato and then double sforzato. And that's also something we want to hear. So the G sharp and the G, that's where you have to put in just more, accent in your bow, just closer to the bridge, and just last time from there, or just before, the same maybe?
Sorry.
So again, I think the piano was very nice, and then you have a sort of feeling of calmness again after all this crazy fast passage. But the tremolo sol tasto should be much more foggy.
Okay.
Yes, so not as present. Can you try right from there? Yeah, like that, but still, you know, yeah, the notes should be there. Yeah. That's good, but the effect of the contrasts here, yap da 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 dum, only comes out if you don't stop before. So,
Okay.
yes, so tempo. Yes, I think it's helpful sometimes if you practice it, that you forget about all this, you know, tremolo and just for your own clarity to play just the singing phrase that is. Can you just play that without? Yeah, and that reminds us on actually the first dialogo, right? So it's related to that, and yeah, we have to sense that. Okay, one more. Yes, I don't get it. I'm sorry. Also, it doesn't help if you accent the first one. So it's a longer line.
Okay.
I think it's just a tiny bit too fast. So if you think da 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 dee da dee dum bum bum, so it's not faster than the diddle dum 1 2 8. So just a tiny bit more space.
Okay.
Yes, and that's another huge contrast going from forzato, fortissimo to pianissimo. So again, yada, and then totally into the cellar and basement or whatever, just somewhere in the back. Just before that, before the double sforzato. Yes. Yeah. So the diminuendo has to be really big. The only thing I would say is when you change from the A string to the C string, there shouldn't be a pause.
Okay.
So I think it's the whole phrase stays in tempo. So yeah, that's the only thing. Maybe just where it starts at the pianoforte. Yes. Yeah, and that could be more broadened, right? Dal dal dam poco alla giando, he writes. Yada da da yada. So, yeah. Is that really the most you can do dynamic-wise, or can it be more brutal? It's very civilized still. Even more. Yes. And I think the pause should be more. So, I mean, for all people listening to this, it's quite a shock, right? This very drastic end, and then something completely different comes. So you need to have a certain space in between, and don't shorten the pauses there. Remember the purity at the beginning of the dialogo. So it's the same here. It should be very pure, and then there's this, sardonic, crazy punch in between. So maybe here from the first piano, very legato. Very good. I think the build-up could be brought out a bit. The crescendo, especially here, starting, and the poco alla giando, that one somehow doesn't get that this is the high point. So it's all a bit, on a forte level, but it doesn't really go up to a triple forte. So I think it's once you see the crescendo, you could actually take the dynamic back, maybe to a mezzo forte, and then really build it up.
Okay.
So, can you try that?
Sorry.
Now crescendo. Yeah, you have to dive into the E there. Yes, and that's also that comes too soon. So it's like a composed improvisation of, fading out the poco a poco sul tasto. And it shouldn't be too exact, the deedle, 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 just fading away. That's the atmosphere. Can you try from the subito? I think that also can be more. The subito pianissimo is just, the contrast between forte and subito pianissimo is not enough. Yeah, so maybe from the forte again, and then really drop suddenly to pianissimo. Yes, okay? Yes. I think the effect would be even more. Well, first of all, when you fade away on the C string, then everyone thinks, okay, this is like the end, or what's happening. So you have to have the tension in the fermata. Just hold it more. But now something comes. And then, I mean, this, I would just say it should be, as rhythmical as possible. And not stopping ever. Only at the very last allargando, there you can broaden it again. But before, really very machine-like. So play the gliss and then more fermata. Yeah, it's better, but the allargando could be more then. Okay. Yeah, ba-bi, 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 bam. Okay, very good. Bravo. That's wonderful. Well played.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.